Hey guys, it's Tarkin coming at you again with more hardcore Minecraft, and of course the age-old dilemma: do I go to the top of a mountain to see what something looks like, or do I do the productive thing that I set out on the journey to do? Well, you know what comes next. We're gonna go up there to see what it looks like from up there. I thought this was a continuation of the other Cherry Grove biome, but it looks like it might be its own independent one, so that's nice. And then there's a very large expanse of just like a bleak stone thing here, so a decent enough place to find exposed coal and copper by the look of it. Does it have a name? Stony Shore, okay. Yeah, I've probably been to one of these before, but it wouldn't have registered to me that it was all in this big area. All right, we've got the groaning of an enemy. It looks like actually these stony shores are quite wonderful if you find them early for resources, because yeah, being able to get this coal and iron just on the surface, this is a safe place to mine in the daytime. And then there's big old expanse there underneath. We're not going to mess with all of that. But, you know, just fighting 6 iron casually is pretty good, because, oh, I need to pay closer attention to the food. But with just 2 hearty steaks, we're back in business there. And I think I need to, yeah, I just need to be hitting all the sheep that I come across so that we can use mutton for the next phase of food whenever we get into that mode. But am I even running in the right direction anymore? Got distracted by the stony shore. And now another segment of it, another large segment of it, with a couple of drop downs. Sort of hoping to find a little bit more iron before we leave it, but it looks like, yeah, there we go, another piece. So this would be, if you noticed it from far away, if you were starting out on a hardcore world, or any world where you wanted to get iron very quickly. I'm sure there are better ways to find a large amount, but that would be a good way to find a smallish amount. Anytime it looks like you could fall pretty far down, you always want to check to make sure that you're not going to, because that's like a hilarious way to have a great time. We've got a vast expanse here. Need to be careful not to look too closely at any purple things, although we could absolutely win a single fight with an Enderman. We're gonna chop up some lilacs here and just keep on moving. And the only thing I would be willing to go down into a hole like that for at the moment, because I don't even have any torches. That's right, that's one of the things that I needed to think about doing. Never mind, I do have torches. I just lost my ability to scan my inventory. It's so interesting how the visibility within a biome can be just so restricted from being in the thick of it. But it looks like I have totally overshot my goal of going to the cherry tree biome, so we might as well look off in this direction some other way, just to see if there's anything in that direction. It didn't look like there was anything too interesting. We've got a few more minutes to nightfall, but over there, a proper mountain, it looks like there's some iron. I can just sort of vaguely make it out, but pumpkins growing on the mountainside. And I haven't really messed around with snow that much. I know you can get stuck in it. I have walked through a snowy place on my way home out of the Nether once upon a time. I was not having a good time. I was something like 7,000 blocks away from home, and I did not know that. And halfway through all of it, that's a really cool arch. Halfway through all of it, I came upon, the ridiculousness of a big icy snowy mountain. can I put a boat up here and then just ride it down? And it'll just like break the boat instead of fall damage. It may not hurt at all. I should test that, but absolutely not in this world. I feel like I only really did that because I feel like I've seen it before, like in some historical video about bad behavior in Minecraft. I feel like that was a clip. Unimportant. What is important is that we're going to run up to this cherry biome and look down. And it's not even like it's the first cherry biome I found. I just can't help but go to each one of them whenever they're seen. They're my favorite things to find, at least so far in the game. So once more into the happy embrace of the cherry trees. This is a slightly smaller one than the other biomes, it looks like. Still not exactly sure if it's a segment of the biome on the far side of the village or not. That sort of could have been split oddly by the river, but we'll be able to determine that a little bit better when we get up high. We'll be able to see if there's like a logical way that it could be part of the same thing. It occurs to me that I have Silk Touch, and maybe I can get ice. Yes, magnificent. Okay, so this is actually pretty cool. We're going to be able to grab a lot of ice, and you know, I have no doubt that it has real applications. Oh my goodness, how lovely. I have no doubt that it has real applications, but it's going to have the funny application of letting me, you know, pretend to have an ice box. That'll be just a grass block, not a... Okay, I can't grab the powder snow in this manner, but it's coming on night, and that means we're just going to run into the cherry trees, throw down a couple of torches, and get ready to crash for the night as the sun goes down and we sort of look out at the vast expanse. I mean, what a wonderful world. Respawn point set. If only that were true. If only that could ever be true. So there's a cherry tree all the way over there, and that could theoretically be the last outpost of that one. But this, I'm just not seeing it connected. So very interesting, unless it was like split there and then the river popped it again over here. So this could theoretically just be one large cherry tree biome. But in any case, very interesting stuff. And then the village sort of concealed there, but if we just go over in this direction, we'll be able to see it a little more clearly. And I don't, I think the iciness is more of a fun thing to say that it's there and that it just sort of brings misery on anyone who actually plays in it. I also think I don't really have inventory space, but now after looking at the surrounding area, all right, do I need to get spruce trees? I mean, not bad enough to get hurt. Mountain goats? Looks like it. Well, that'll be interesting enough. We'll just walk into this snow. So, like, what happens if I jump on it? Do I? Let's see. Is there going to be like an avalanche? I should have a door in case I start drowning. But anyway, it doesn't look like there's really any resources to get besides the packed ice, We're about to run out of Silk Touch, so I might as well just run out of Silk Touch. Yeah, you can get 21 packed ice, 22 packed ice out of a Silk Touch golden axe. The gold weapons, you know, they break really quick, but they do an alright job. Alright, we're just going to see, do you take fall damage at all? This is just going to be slightly enough to take it if we take it. Nope, no fall damage in a boat. Can I just go down literally every mountain from now on inside of a boat? Oh my goodness, that is going to be ridiculous. It's also probably like a smart way to traverse areas if I'm not willing to use the water bucket. Speaking of, this looks like a good place for the water bucket. Because now we'll be able to ride this up if we want, and that'll be easier access to the top of the cherry tree place. Of course, anywhere that you throw your water bucket in that manner just makes it a lot easier to do anything that you want. Why don't we just go a little bit further in this direction, scout a little bit more, and what's our chords? -1,000. So this is, you know, 2K away from where we're eventually going to be setting up. A little bit of iron right there. You never want to let that go ungrabbed. For iron is one of those resources that it just seems like you can never really have enough. At least if you're me and you want comically large farming setups that are simultaneously not very efficient. And that is, I mean, absolutely what I want. It looks like, yeah, the world just continues to be pretty interesting. Here on the borders of the river, we have lava waterfalls and very, very strange sort of outcroppings. Very dangerous looking, you know. They may or may not be dangerous, but they certainly appear to be dangerous. And then, fascinating, massive monoliths there. I don't want to mess around any further here. But quite a nice place. Are those diamonds? No, those are just those glowing things again. If I see diamonds or even like lapis, I would be inclined to go in, but not for anything else. And of course, I don't even have any inventory space, so I should be responsible. Famous words for me playing Minecraft. I should be responsible and keep my mind on a task. It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. But I did complete, you know, my goals in the video, which was to take care of some sheep, to adventure around, you know, get more mutton. And now, since our curiosity is slightly taken care of, we'll be able to continue with the scheduled plan of going and oh, this is fun when you're the third person. You know, it's much less jarring to jump up and down areas. I think I'll try to start playing like this a little bit more, even though it looks so silly to me. Because, you know, the legs move so quick up and down. But we need to do a little bit of housekeeping here. That's what we'll do. We will do our good turn, and since combat is likely enough, we're going to get prepared for it. I should have brought I should have brought some supplies here. You know, if we were going to need to fill in, we should have brought stuff to fill in. If we are going to brawl with a lot of zombies, which we are. But we are, of course, ready for that. The sun is going to help. We're going to take just a couple of hearts of damage. You want to get the hits on them, though, or I don't think you get experience. Do I have any arrows anymore? One single arrow. Well, I'm about to ruin these guys' houses if I make one misstep on this creeper, but I think it'll be okay. Never mind. We're just going to break this bed on the grounds that this is the only way to protect these people. You know, that chasm is a huge hassle. We're not going to be able to deal with it very efficiently. So we're just going to break both of the beds. That'll force the villagers to abandon this place. And then one day, oh, there was I saw something glowing. I'm going to go back there and check that out. It looked like it was on fire, so I definitely don't want to go in there until I'm ready to have a fight, because I've seen stuff like that before, but not often. So I just want to get ready real quick by getting a little bit of inventory space, and we're gonna throw the stuff that we're not going to use inside of it. Beds, extra beds. So we're just going to we're gonna double up a couple of these houses. All of these poor saps are getting stuck on the inside. I really don't think they can open fences. We're just gonna open this and let them all out. This village has structural deficiencies, but you know, we're gonna help them out a little bit more today. Now we've got a little bit of inventory space, not tons, not great, but do they even have any furnaces or smokers in town? No, doesn't look like it. I don't have enough cobblestone to make any right now, but really I just need to see what is going on in there. So this is a successful exploration anyway. You know, I was going to get the stuff that I had left behind and ended up finding, 9 or 10 more iron. That's 2 hoppers, potentially pistons, and stuff in the future. So very good feelings there. All right, there was something on fire. Where was it? Here was it. It is called a spawner. Okay, get away from that. All right, the answer to why all these monsters are coming here is the box is making them come out. The key there is, like, I knew that they were right behind me and that I was on fire, which, I know it's supposed to, get in my way, but I think I'm going to see if there's a setting to remove the effect of that fire. Because, well, again, like, I know it's supposed to distract me. I don't want to die because of an annoying status effect. Although, it would be fitting. And I guess it would be like reducing the difficulty in some way if I did get rid of it. But I might look for a slider in my spare time. But I guess there's a thing called a spawner there, which I suppose I could just like. I mean, if it's called a spawner, then it spawns things. I could just sort of wall it off so the town will be safe. And then I could just come over here. I know I've tried to like mine one before and they break. I could try to mine one with Silk Touch, I guess. But yeah, we could just walk right up to it. Does it spawn people whenever I approach? We will test it. Man, I don't love that open area there. Regardless of the future of this place, we need to make it so that it won't be so easy to fall into it. Shouldn't take but a handful to make that happen. Sounds like a spider, but I don't think. Yeah, they've got to be on the inside there. I had my blocks in a bad hand with the shield in the offhand. it only goes up if you can't place with a shield in the main hand. It'll go on the whole time, and that was, not really what I was looking for. But okay, that's the hissing of a creeper or else a spider, but yep, it's a spider. There we go. But we're still going to, we're just going to make it come out. We're going to ignore it because it doesn't matter. It's trying to do a little ambush, I think, which is cute. So if we approach it and hang out, there's a chest. We're just going to walk right up to it. And grab that. Yeah, so I guess it doesn't automatically spawn as soon as you walk up to it, but there we go. There's another set of spawns. But now, of course, I have this safe area to fight in. They're just going to catch fire. That one's got some sweet leather pants. Alright, so sometimes you catch on fire a little bit, and sometimes it's a lot. It might have to do with my health regen also. Like, maybe if I'm at totally full health, then the fire damage doesn't hit me so much, but it definitely is something to be wary of, because it can take 3 or 4 even hearts of health away from me. But alright, so those growls are probably coming from an interior place there, which again is like, fine, whatever, who cares. But we got a music disc, so that's nice. Golden apple, okay, so they were little breathy things, so somebody is underneath there trying to lay in wait, but actually running out of breath. We're just going to pay attention to the sound of arrows and evade a little bit there. Ah, there we go. Oh yeah, they are definitely rowdy over there. But that went pretty well. We're just gonna, yeah, just put a couple more torches out. And that'll be enough coverage to where, they're not going to just be randomly spawning around all over the place. Now we'll have enough cobblestone to make a furnace if we're so inclined. And yeah, there's no real point to look down that ravine. That'll be an inconvenient place. Can I hit a arrow to grab it? No, I don't think. So sometimes you pick up arrows and sometimes you don't. And that's my insight as far as arrows go. But the spider hisses, but they have no power here. So how's the spawner work? We just walk over by it. It's in the dark, like it probably wants to be. There's a little mossy thing going on around it, which is slightly different than the other surrounding area. And there we go. So one comes out. Which, I feel a lot safer experimenting now that we're lit up over in this direction. So we know that we've got this place nice and dark, but we're not going to have to worry about getting jumped over here. Now, you think that's even true? Yeah, we're in a good spot to experiment with this spawner. Maybe that's why this house was down here, it was an intrepid bunch of wheat farmers, and this one has a sword. So I don't know how quickly they spawn. It appears to be not like incredibly fast, but still like fairly quickly. It's not so much that, obviously you can keep up with it sort of trivially right here. But, I can also see that this would be like a great way to sort of idly spend time. You could farm up experience. You've got a village right here. So if you had like a cleric tower, you could be selling the rotten flesh. And of course, the specific location here where we have daylight, if you get a little bit out of control, you can always just run right back, and you don't have to worry about like somebody coming down a long dark hallway at you. But yeah, there you go. This is a fun little thing to discover. Never really. I mean, I've seen one of these boxes before, but not like certainly not in a context like this, right next to a village, and not in a way where I thought about how it could be applicable to me. So, if it weren't for the hissing of that spider, it would all be a great success. But yeah, there you go. So we can just basically anytime come over here and check it out. This village is easy to find because there's the cherry grove in that direction and then the cherry grove in the other direction. I'm thinking, yeah, what we'll do is before we leave this area, we're just going to be wrapping up this video here, but I will find a tree, cut it down into a couple pieces. Need to grab the axe for that. And then, so all we're really going to be doing is, I didn't even look at the book when I grabbed it. Luck of the Sea 2. So just from the name of it, it sounds like an enchantment that gets you better stuff underwater. Maybe with underwater mobs or maybe with fishing. But I don't know if there are any fishing related enchantments. I've got a fishing pole with mending on it before, and that was great, but that's as far as I know about the fishing. Not at all an expert. Although it occurs to me that that would be a great thing to do in hardcore, because I fished up a book one time, and books are the whole future of the game. Once you get books, you can do everything. But this is a crazy little village, and I can't help but think that the spawner right beside a house, that's just sort of like an incidental thing and not like part of the normal plan. Oh, I did the thing again where I needed charcoal and I didn't get any of it. That's all right. But basically, we're just doing this so that we can cook some food and have plenty to go for the trip, because we're going to be down to only a few before long, and that won't do. Every time I set out to try to make a 10-minute video, I make a 30-minute video. But that's just sort of the fun of Minecraft to me, is playing around and rambling, having a good time in the world, and experimenting a little bit, learning a little bit. I I don't forget that I'm playing on hardcore, but it doesn't like even register to me sometimes. I'm just like having a ball and chilling, having just a great time, and then I remember, oh, if I fall down this whole way, that's the last thing I get to do. But you can't overwhelmingly, think about stuff like that. You've just got to can't overwhelmingly think of stuff like that. Yes, you can. You can do anything you want in life, but I try to remember how good things are. It's hard. It's really hard sometimes. But it's been easier for me lately. The people of this village, they need my help. And is there a cow on the roof of this house? No, that was a chimney. I don't even think I fully raided this place. So there's a little blast furnace in here. Oh, this guy's trying to get it to get the job. Yep, there you go. So anytime you find one of these, I noticed this in an earlier one, the chimney blocks them from getting the job. So if you want them to get a job, which for only 9 emeralds we can get another iron chest plate, which is actually just like a really solid rate relatively. 6 leathers for an emerald. Yes. It's not going to take too long to get things going once we begin. Apparently those are the first daisies I've ever picked up. Yes, we should adventure in this direction. Another flower forest. Or is this the same flower forest, just a different portion of it? This would be alliums. But we'll grab some of them. This place could afford to lose a few. And we've got tulips. Yep, this has got to be a meadow. This one's called a meadow, not a flower forest. Okay. One thing is for certain. Oh my goodness. Look at the splendor and beauty of it. And then in the far distance, oh man, just beautiful. Beautiful. No, this would have been the thing that I thought was the flower forest. Am I just running into a bunch of stuff that I've already found? I don't even know. But I did leave all of that stuff in the village, and I can't do that. That was not the objective. I can do it. I have to adventure in this direction. I got significantly turned around, and I don't know if this is the place that I've been before or it just has a bunch of similarities to it. But I think this is just another one of those places. What are they called? Stony Shores. And then a whole different sunflower plains, which this probably is. Yep, because of all the sunflowers. So either on the other side of this, there will be the water, and then we can continue. Yeah, is that what I did? No, this is just a sunflower plains in the middle of the water here, and then there's another. This is nuts, right? I can't be the only one who thinks that this is a bunch of rare biomes to have like sort of stringing all together. And I mean, not every single one of them is rare, but yeah, because there's another flower forest or meadow right there, and fascinating, just truly fascinating. There in the distance, finally, some normal stuff to look at. A savanna, but I need to quit marveling at the world and get back to what I was doing, which, oh boy, okay, I was gonna say, which apparently is falling down, but yeah, we're just going to make an appearance at the village one more time, which should be like up that way. Yes, because this is the single cherry tree that sort of is separate from the entire other thing there. But try not to lose sight of the general plan, which this chasm here, we're just going to explore this real quick just to see if this is the place that I think it is. I'm thinking that it'll connect the whole way across to the other side, and that'll be like where that spawner's at. And that is indeed the case. So actually, we're going to kick open this area a little bit more and then probably just walk straight through. And then when the time comes to come back to the boat, we'll just walk through on the other side here. That way we won't have to crawl up. And we'll have the twin goal of making the village a safer place, which is, after all, one of our obligations as a hero, is to make the world safer for the denizens of it. Just making sure not to do any big heroics by falling down into any sketchy circumstances, but it looks like we're going to be able to avoid that here and light up the darkness. There we see a large amount of creepers. 3 creepers? 4 creepers? I don't love the idea of coming down here, and yet I noticed I've just done so. 5 creepers. Okay, I'm getting out of here. I don't love that. There's bound to be like some sort of skeletons eventually that I wouldn't want to deal with. And the creeper getting in my way and blowing up, it didn't make me feel great about my future. There we go. There's the skeleton I knew that there would be. We're just going to back out over here. They won't get burned, but they won't be able to spawn in that direction. So I think conclusion is iron ore, yes, but we're not going to straight shot through there. We're going to go ahead and climb the mountain like a reasonable person, or in any case, go around. And if they want to take this route all the way through, then that'll be their own fault. So after all, it doesn't actually look like it'll be too hard to climb this mountain. Oh, one of those was granite. That is why I couldn't use it in a dirt stack. Every time I climb, I'm like sort of warring between the ideas that if I just go in a straight line and sort of knock stuff out of the way, I'll be able to get up plenty quick, or if, it would be more elegant to not do that. But if you're going to go someplace twice, having at least some semblance of a route to the top is decent. Even if it's like this place here and has a path that intervenes in a zombie. But, there you have it. There's an iron golem here to protect the people. And, he's not going to protect them from the number one threat to their livelihoods, which is me breaking into all of their houses and taking their stuff. Man, what a world. Here's the leatherworker house, which means I haven't raided it yet. Just some normal pants, which we will leave him. That is what a generous raider of homes I am. Alright, so general and specific. Generally, we should get the charcoal and cook up some food. But in the specific, the thing that we need to do is just start preparing for the journey home. So we're going to get all this junk, and this is going to be the first journey. Are we going to bring like literally all of this trash with us? Maybe. No, we'll toss some of it into a waiting chest. So that way, if we need, cobblestone stairs in the future, we'll be able to grab them. But saplings, the flowers we got to take. Obviously, we're not leaving those behind. But there's so many amazing places here to explore and witness. I'm just glad that I figured out the game to the degree that I have, so that I, don't just immediately fall over whenever anything happens to me anymore. But of course, before too long, I'll get into something that I won't be able to handle. You just gotta be ready for that psychologically. That's part of playing hardcore, is being able to handle the swings. And although I am not like a person lauded for my general emotional control, you know what you're getting when you play a mode like this, and you just remind yourself of that, and then when it happens, you already should have rehearsed how you're going to feel. But speaking of the way that you're going to feel, you probably didn't feel like this was going to go on for 40 minutes. It did, though. But now it is coming to an end. So as the rain falls and now stops because we slept all the way through it, I once again thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I hope you've enjoyed this video of Minecraft Hardcore.